Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. Today, we're putting out a special video for you guys. Wow, look at that. When I hold it like that, they look like they're the same size. Optical illusion. It's awesome. We are going to take a look at the only Android 10 smartwatches on the market right now. This is the beginning of Thanksgiving week, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You guys may be trying to make a buying decision on a smartwatch as a gift or for yourself, and we're going to help you out with that right now. If you're looking for Android 10, and that's a big if, Android is a whole operating system in and of itself that works with phones, and apps that work on the phones will work directly on these watches and a lot of other good things. So I presume that by the fact that you're here, you're thinking about an Android watch, and you're thinking Android 10. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. First, let me give you the bottom line of the three watches here: the Lemfo LEM12 Pro, the Zeblaze THOR 6, and the Kospet Prime 2. Of all of these, in terms of a balanced watch that would work well in most every situation and has a few extra goodies to boot, I would recommend the LEM12 Pro. Let's get the positives on this as to why. First of all, it's not too big. Now, if you really want a big watch, you already know this is the only one. This is the one you're going to get. But you got to consider size. I have about an average male adult watch arm. Okay, that's what my arm looks like with the LEM12 Pro on it. This is the Kospet Prime 2. If your arm is any smaller than mine, this thing is going to be a big watch. Now, that's okay if you want to make a fashion statement, and you definitely want to be seen. This is a good watch. It's comfortable when you have it on, but it is really big. Definitely not recommended for someone with a small arm, a child, a lady, teen, preteen. This one, basically same size as the other one, the LEM12 Pro. So as far as sizes go and look, the two of them are very close together. So honestly, I'd eliminate this one because it's just too big for a watch, just to be honest with you. But that's a judgment call. It's kind of up to you guys. So we look at these about size. But when you get down to things like photography, everything flips. These have got a front-facing camera and a side-facing camera. And unlike the specs that call these puppies out as 5 megapixel or 8 megapixel and blah-de-blah, they're not. They lie. That's the best I can say. It's just like what you see in what they call fake news or real news that's fake. They lie. The specs for these are not as good or as big as they profess to be. Now, with that said, the LEM12 Pro cameras are pretty decent. The side one is legitimately a good quality camera. Not as good as this one, best of all, but this is a decent camera here. This is a really lame camera, but when you think about it, a front-facing camera used for video conferencing, Facebook live streaming, those kind of things, you actually want it to be lower resolution, less bandwidth for using over your cellular network, but clear enough that you can definitely capture your face and send it out, and other people can enjoy looking at you. For long-distance viewing, landscapes and stuff, having it on a higher megapixel like 5 or 8 megapixels is great. Those are the kind of pictures you want to take and share and store. This is the kind that's great for live streaming. So actually, as much as I'm frustrated that they're not telling the truth of these being 5 megapixel cameras, this is only like 0.3. It's like 640 by 480 images. Really small. It works. It works for what it's intended for, unless you want to do really high-quality selfies. This, just as bad, except the side one is as bad as the front one. Both of these are really low resolution. Check the review. Check the show notes in the review. You'll find all out about that without getting too technical. Worst, medium, and this one, of course, is humongous, and it's great. This camera module right here is 13 megapixel, and it really does beautiful, beautiful pictures that you can zoom in. Think about it now. There's cameras on phones out there that are 12 megapixels, and they're doing all kinds of fun things with phone apps, right? You can put phone apps, the same apps on Android, on here, and they interface with the camera. So you can play with that fancy night vision stuff and HDR and all kinds of good things in the apps themselves using that camera module. If you are into photography, definitely the Prime 2 over all of the others. But it's a big watch. So it's kind of up to you. Now, there's more subtle things to go into, and I'm going to do that right now. But for those of you who want to tune out and move on, I want to let you know about one more thing, and that's the bands on these. These are the stock bands that come with them. They're okay. This is a combination leather and TPU or rubber on the back, so sweat doesn't get to the band, but it has a leather look on the outside. So that's a nice band. This is totally TPU. It's a big, thick thing, very flexible, and it works well, and it's sure going to hold the watch on. This one is bizarre. It's really rubber. It feels just like rubber, you know, and where are the holes? Yeah, this is a really strange watch. I think it's intended to be a, wow, look at that, that's cool. You put it on here, you push it, and it opens a membrane and comes through and lock the watch on. But hey, if it's on my arm, it can't breathe. You know, the holes are good for letting sweat through. It's totally going to contain sweat, and I hate to diss this, but you know, the THOR 6 has got the worst water sealing capability. None of them are waterproof. Can't dunk them underwater, but they are splash resistant, and you always want to check to see, are they going to be sweat resistant? This puppy's got this really lame snap-on cover for where you put the SIM card in here. By the way, you do know that Android watches use SIM cards for phone calling. They do not tether to your phone for Bluetooth calling. Whoop! Lost half the audience right now. Honestly, don't buy this if you intend to connect it to your phone and make and receive phone calls. You can get notifications on them that somebody is calling you on your cell phone if it's tethered to your phone, but you're not going to be able to answer the call from any Android 10 or even any Android 7 smartwatch. We'll give you alternatives in a minute. This is really poor for water resistance. This is the best. Look at that. There's no way water's going to get in anywhere here. It's totally sealed, and the SIM compartment is under here on the side. So if you do plan to use a watch for communications, for phone calling, using its own SIM card, the Prime 2 is the best overall in its location and waterproofing implementation. This is kind of a compromise between the two. It's not as bad as that one. It's got the SIM compartment on the back, but it's held on with a screw with a nice seal in here. Obviously, if you plan on taking the SIM card from your phone and go out on a jog and put it in your watch, and after you're done with your jog, so you know, if you're expecting important calls, you could still get them on your phone. You can do this as long as you're using a compatible SIM, that you're on the AT&T or T-Mobile network, or globally any GSM network. You can do this. You could take the SIM card out and put it in the watch. But with this one, it's hard. You have to have a little screwdriver. With this one, it's almost as hard. You have to have a little thing to pry this thing out. And, well, you're going to have to do that to take it out of your phone anyway. So this is kind of close to what you do on your phone to get the SIM card. This is the easiest of all. Click, put it in, seal it up, and go. But it's going to, you know, I would tape over all of this stuff. Anyway, I'm digressing. All this stuff is in the longer reviews. You're here to learn which one's right for you. So the bands can be changed out. Every single one of them, you see they've got the quick disconnect. And when you do that, you could also pick up a stocking stuffer. And we've got links to some really incredible bands, as well as links to the watches at the bottom of the show notes here in this video. You can get a Dasari type of a band that you can put on to replace this funky thing with no holes in it. You can get Bullet Band. This is an amazing one. I'm going to show you this on before we leave. Look at this. It's got like little pretend bullets on it, and you put it on here, and you slap that over your wrist, and you get quite a look. It's really, really fun. It's from Strapsco. All of these are. I'm going to have a link I'll show you in a minute, but you can pick up a band as well. So in addition to giving a watch as a gift, if you hurry and get these on order, you could also have some extra creative bands that can go with it. But back to the LEM12 Pro and why this puppy is really my top recommendation. Battery life. Yeah, this has got great battery life. I'm really surprised. This one's okay. This one, of course, is huge, and it's going to have good battery life too, but it's got a big screen to power. The synopsis of all of the battery life tests is going to be in the first comment under the show notes of the reviews of each of them, because it's an ongoing process. I've got quite a bit of info on these right now. This one, I'll tell you, I just ran it last night. I got 23 hours, dropped it to 19%. And that was using it during the day with some GPS tracking and whatnot, and twisting your wrist to see the time, all of that. And it sat all night on with cellular connected, GPS connected, Wi-Fi connected, Bluetooth connected. Just sat there, but, it got a day, okay? This got a whole day, pretty much effective use and night, but you're going to have to charge it sometime in that 24-hour period. This one, I don't remember. We'll have to check the show notes again in the reviews, and likewise with this one. But I'm looking at this one especially because you can get this thing. This is the dock that came with the original Lemfo LEM12. Turns out that the LEM12 and the LEM12 Pro are identical in their body and build and all of that stuff. So when you slap this guy on the charger like that, the original LEM12 that shipped with the dock, it charges it up. If you slap this one on there, same thing, guys. It's going to charge it up. For a little over $10, you can buy this charger as well. Here's another stocking stuffer. 2 or 3 of these. One at work, one in the car, one at home, one in your pocket, one under the bed, under your pillow for the tooth fairy. Wherever you want, you can have it. And you can charge your LEM12 Pro just like you would with the LEM12. But you don't need to buy the watch itself in order to get the dock. They do sell them separate. And now I can show you the dress up of the bands. This is one of the Strapco bands. This is the original that came with the LEM12 Pro, and it looked exactly the same on this one. So I took these off, I put this on. Check this out, guys. These are really great bands. Yeah, I know, it sounds like I'm selling them, but I'm not. I just think they're really great. There's a huge selection over there, and it's worth looking into whether you're getting them over at your local Walmart or you're going through a mail order place like this. Get the dimensions. They're usually 26, 24, and 22, and you can put upgraded straps on your watch. Yeah. So that's the LEM12. This is the LEM12 Pro. Now, there's a little bit of difference, too, I want to show you in how they operate. We're getting a little more technical. Maybe you have enough that you can make your decision right now, but there's still a little bit more to go. When you go back to the old System 7, which is this, 7.1.1, this is a layout that you get for your buttons and things in here. Here we are. Oh, by the way, I've got a SIM card in here from T-Mobile, 4G, works great. Here's the layout here. Now, the brightness is a little different on these because this is full brightness there. Now, check it out. When you go dim, that's what you've got. So they did not mess around with the interface on, well, this looks like it only had 4, this has 5, on the LEM12 when they went to Android 10. So that's cool. When you get to the Prime now, its interface overall, you slide down, no SIM card in this one, and not tethered to the phone either. You get a different kind of a layout. You see that? You do have all of this, and here's the brightness area. and it can get like washed out bright. So this watch can get incredibly bright. You'll see your pictures outdoors really easily. The lowest one is actually not that dim. It's amazing. And it's got 5 different levels. So I try to match the brightness between these. I have to just go to level 2 right there. That's about even. So that's a little bit different. And then on the THOR 6, here we go. Same thing. You'd see the SIM card and all of that. And there's an example of notifications coming through. You slide over, and here we've got airplane mode over there, cellular, Bluetooth, do not disturb. So if you were going to go into the movie theater and you wanted to disable that, here we go again. The LEM12 Pro has it right there, an easy to get to feature of Android 10. So there are some little subtle differences in the way stuff is implemented directly on here. Now let's talk about that twist your wrist stuff. So the idea is when the watch is off and you have it set up properly, you just simply twist it and it'll light up. And it should just go off a couple of seconds later. So I want to show you that again. Go off, come on, behave. Wow, it's staying on a long time. Okay, I'm going to turn it off manually. Twist it, and on it goes. It went off fast that time. Twist it. Oh, look at that. See how it's kind of misbehaving? Now it's not doing it. Of course, I'm going really fast, so I'm probably throwing it off. There you go. Remember that. Get the feel for that as we move on and try it on a different one. Let's try the Prime 2. Put this puppy on. Turn it off and twist it. Nothing. Okay. Twist it. There you go. And it went off. Twist it. Aha. Bit of a delay. Twist it. Didn't go on. Now watch this. I try to turn it on. Okay. Then it goes off. Then I do it again. And now it stays on, because I got the set for 10 minutes for it to be on. So it's a little bit funky, too, in how it behaves. When you do, by the way, a little trick for you, when you do twist it and it lights up, touch it a second time, because sometimes the first one unlocks it. And now it should lock it in for the delay that you've put in the watch of how long you want it to stay on before it times out. So a little bit funky on this one, but not terribly bad. And then there's the THOR 6. Which we'll put it on and penetrate one of these holes. There we go. That's kind of tight. Twist it. Oh, you're on already. Okay, let's turn you off. And twist. Okay. The first time or two, you got to give it a little bit of grace. There you go. On and off. And didn't do it. There, it did it. Okay. So, honest opinion, there's still some bugs in Android 10 that need to be worked out. This needs to be more responsive. There should be a sensitivity adjustment in the app. There are other watches that have this, where you can adjust the sensitivity for how quickly you want it to respond. Touch, touch, and now it should stay on for 10 minutes. And I'll just take it off. And we'll leave it there, and it's in its on position. So the twist your wrist issue is a problem, but not a major insurmountable one, and it seems to go across all of them. So Bluetooth calling, I'll get back to that. Again, none of these watches can connect directly to the phone to allow you to do Bluetooth calling. What about texting? Not really. The app that goes with this doesn't allow you to reply to texts that are received, but there are some third-party Android apps. You put one on your phone and one on a watch, and you can call, you can set it up for texting and replying to texts to the number on your phone. So if you don't need to make phone calls, but you want to be able to make reply to texts from your arm, don't let it steer you away from buying an Android watch. You can do it, but it takes a little bit of work doing it. But if you really, really want to do Bluetooth calling, you can do it through Android Wear watches, which are not Android watches. It's using the Google Wear OS, a totally different operating system, and also Galaxy watches, which are Samsung's watches. And I don't know about Apple. I presume the Apple Watch could do They can't do, I don't know. I don't know Apple Watch. Sorry, that's different channel. But you can do Galaxy watches and Android Wear watches as well. Okay, I think we've covered everything. See, this is still on because I did a double tap and activated the screen. We've got tons of different watch faces on each of these. I invite you to take a look at the reviews if you want to go deeper into that. You got message notifications coming in. They've got Wi-Fi supported, cellular supported, GPS supported on them. GPS and fitness, that's another topic. Does the watch integrate with GPS to show you your track when you run? Yes and no. It depends on the watch. Winner? Yeah, the LEM12 gets GPS quickly, ties it into the fitness, and it works great. These guys, not so well. And there are firmware updates to these watches, and it is simply a firmware update to integrate faster GPS and the tie-in to the fitness app that hopefully will be coming to match the level of this one, but it's already here in the LEM12. So if you're a fitness buff and you're looking to do fitness on your Android 10 watch, that one's already home free for you and doing it the right way. Okay, so bottom line, looking for an Android 10 smartwatch? There's 3 on the market as of Thanksgiving time 2020, and these are the selection here. The Lemfo LEM12 Pro is my recommendation. Overall, well-rounded phone. Does watch, does it all, and does it well. Has decent cameras, decent size, decent GPS integration, pretty good on water resistance, and the stock band is decent with protection against sweat, breathable holes, and leather as well. If you're into photography, though, the Prime 2 would be your best bet because of its front-facing camera, larger size, and totally sealed back, so no possible sweat intrusion there. I can't give you a good reason for buying the THOR 6 unless you really like the design. You're used to their products. It is a contender. It's not a bad choice. They all support the same amount of RAM and storage. I just find this one to be the best overall. Okay, last thing to leave you with, some links. Come anytime to smartwatchtix.com. We're right here. If you want to find out more about watches that do Bluetooth calling, if that's important to you, and none of these Android 10 watches do it, this link will take you to all the different watches I've reviewed that incorporate Bluetooth calling. We mentioned that the Wear OS watches available out there that use a form of Android that's unique for watches. This link will show you those watches. If you are interested in the Samsung line of smartwatches and want to play in the Galaxy, the Galaxy Watches link will take you there. And overall, you can just go Amazon Watches. Remember, start out tinyurl.com/go Amazon Watches. You get all of these options as well as just everything that's on Amazon related to smartwatches. And of course, for straps, the tinyurl.com/strapco, you can pick out one of these fun watch straps that you can upgrade your watch if you'd like to, and you can have a look like this, or you can change this one into this with these little silver bullets in it, and when you put this one on, you create an image like no other. By the way, they're really it's made for a larger arm. I'm in the smallest hole on this particular watch face. Well, we'll hook them later. But there you go. There's the look. With the pop-up camera. Totally, totally different feel. And you could, if that's not the look for you, then there's something like this, accentuating the sides of the watch, which is really different, Instead of having that look, I could come in here with, this one, with holes like that. Same thing on the other side, yeah. So lots of different creative possibilities as far as the bands go. And that's it, gang. Hope you got a feel for, well, you're the wrong guy, but you come over here with that one. I hope you got a feel for these watches now. They're all Android 10, and they definitely will fit niches. It's a matter of making sure your niche fits what they can provide for you. Again, I'll have a link for the charger dock for the Lemfo LEM12 12 Pro. There is no such dock for these two guys, though, but they do come with the charging wire and whatnot to make sure you can charge them up. Thanks for watching, Smartwatch Ticks. We'll see you again soon. Got lots of more reviews. Check out the detailed reviews of each of these. This one will be posted soon, and you can go a lot deeper. If you really want to learn more about Android 10, the review of the Prime 2 goes into each and every factor that you've got in here, and it has definitely changed in a few different areas. Things like being able to turn on dark theme or night mode, which when you turn this on will make it a kind of beige color that's part of the Android 10 look and feel. Lots of neat and interesting different stuff, but basically it's still an Android operating system on a watch with watch faces on the home screen. Okay, gang, we will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. There we go.